What up, 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 what up? It's your boy T, half on the ride up, season 2, episode 27, the Eddie George episode. uh, I'm running solo again tonight. Uh, my compadre in crime, he an early bird, so he probably sleep. Who knows? But that that don't stop no show. They don't stop no show. I'm always gonna be here for you. Rain, sleet, hail, snow. You know what I'm saying? I'm always here. Unless I'm not here, then I mean, we at the end of the world. Before I start, I want to give a shout out to uh, the logo creator. You know what I'm saying, Design Will Power. Just tied it out with this lovely lady and her podcast through it. She's super dope. Shout out to Hot Style. You know what I'm saying, the sponsor. Latest drop. Mint green Envy hoodies. $60 should be launching on Friday. Well, in like 12 hours on the site. It's a good things going on. So I originally wanted to start off with the election. Unfortunately, the people who I wanted to be a part of it had some other obligations and they were not able to join us. So we're going to end up doing a recap because I really value their opinions, and I feel like they have a great perspective, and I really want to get their voices out there because I know that our listeners are predominantly male, based on the stats that we get every week, and we look at and see who's chiming in. But it's just like with men, it's the same thing. You don't want to be, you don't want to lump everybody together because then everybody's personal or individual messages and their needs don't get met. So I don't necessarily want to lump them together, but I feel like the woman's message should be heard by a woman, because if it's all guys telling it, we're only going to tell our perspective on it. It's slightly skewed. I don't want to speak for anybody else, unless I feel like I am an appropriate representative. And I am definitely not an appropriate representative of females. I think that I get them for the most part. I think I understand them, but beyond understanding, I empathize with the struggles that they have. So that's as far as I can go as far as speaking. I'd rather them speak on their own issues because I can't. They may have issues with me specifically. I can't speak on those issues because those are things that I need to work on, or we, I'm saying, need to interact to come to a understanding, like so to speak. But yeah, it's been a fun day. So all day I've been having a conversation about something. This originally sparked my interest a couple months ago when we were still in like phase 1, or we might have been in phase 2 of the pandemic, and Versus had launched, and everybody was like, "Oh, we should get this person to battle. We should get that person to battle." And I was like, "Yo, Musiq versus D'Angelo, or Musiq versus Maxwell, or D'Angelo versus Maxwell." I thought a combination of those 3 artists would be really dope. And some got really up in arms with D'Angelo and Maxwell, as to say that Musiq doesn't deserve to be mentioned in their name. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Gotta hold up 1 second. Because Musiq has the catalog to compete, especially with D'Angelo. But with Maxwell, to be honest with you, I don't know how I don't know how Maxwell stacks up. You on a live streaming right now, naked guy. We're live.
I'm not naked.
Just want to let you know, you all doing too much.
I'm not naked, bro.
And I appreciate it. Man, they helping get our viewers up and all. But make sure you pick your tone up and you know what I'm saying?
Number one, bro. Number one.
Not what I'm far. What are you talking about? Far from.
That's a lot,
Far
bro.
from. But your audio is not good right now. I can't hear you.
All right, I'm gonna leave and come back.
Right. Whatever you need to do, you need to fix it. You need to fix it. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. Obviously, D'Angelo and Maxwell hit the scene before music. D'Angelo first. D'Angelo was a, you know, I mean, listen, there's nothing to explain about D'Angelo as far as musically. I mean, Brown Sugar, great album, great album. I mean, I don't even like it's at least 4 or 5 hits on it. My Lady, A Lady, Brown Sugar, Cruising, Shit Damn, Dreamy Eyes of Mine. Like it got hits all throughout that album. Great album. You can play it all the way through. Classic album. To be honest with you, Voodoo is actually I like Voodoo more. I think that individually, Brown Sugar has better songs by themselves, but as a collective, Voodoo is a better package of music, in my opinion, for my consumption. And I feel like it took him a very long time to bring out a new project when he came out with the Vanguard album, and it was more of the same, not necessarily the same, but just in the same style of a vibe. It wasn't the same vibe as Voodoo, but a vibe just as Voodoo was a vibe. You get what I'm saying? And Maxwell his albums have been like that since he came out. Urban Hang Suite was like that. It was a even though he had some singles that you pull and put on the radio. I mean, you talk about Whenever Whatever was like one of my favorite joints. You know what I'm saying? And then he came out with the unplugged version of that same album. It's like, yo, I mean, because people have favorite versions of those songs, you can basically consider that a second album. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all fire from that, you know what I'm saying, from that point forward with Maxwell. Really Rell back in. Hopefully we can hear him a little better.
You hear me?
He got the hoodie on now.
Yeah. I mean, on tour, I was going to the gym now.
How was your work? Are you feel buffed up?
I'm going to the gym, you know. Going, yeah. I ain't go yet.
Oh, you okay. So you just shirt off, get ready to go to the gym. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're starting off the show. We're talking about a few months ago when we were talking about battles, and I had I'm saying mentioned the whole Musiq Soulchild versus D'Angelo, or Musiq Soulchild versus Maxwell, or D'Angelo versus Maxwell, and how I got pushed back, like, and I felt like, and I didn't really make it an issue at the time, because me, when it comes to the greats, just like with the LeBron versus Jordan, I don't like talking about Michael Jordan in a way to discredit LeBron, and I don't like to talk about LeBron in a way to discredit Mike or to discredit Kobe. I like to be able to people to speak about them without shitting on the other. And I didn't want it to be a situation where I was going to be defensive of Musiq Soulchild to give people the impression that I'm not as big a fan. I'm not the biggest fan as Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that I think for me, I would say that I'm a bigger fan of Musiq Soulchild in the sense that you are a bigger Chris Brown fan than you are Usher fan, because you feel like you grew up with Usher and his, you know what I'm saying, his ascension to where he is now. And that's
right.
how I feel like Soulchild came out like right around the time where, you know what I'm saying, we were 18, hitting the ground and starting to live life. And a lot of the music that he was making, I was going through those things versus, being like I was like just hitting the high school, maybe. His first album came out, even though it was a great album. I think as your mind matures, like music resonates. Like when I was little, right, I didn't want to sit in the backseat of the Oldsmobile we was driving in and listen to Temptations and all that stuff. But as I got older, like that started connecting. You know what I'm saying? So by the time music came out, and his vibe was just different. Like at the time, Musiq Soulchild was like he was the newest thing as far as that neo soul was concerned. And I think when he hit, like nobody could do what he did. Nobody could do what Soulchild did as far as musically. And it's funny. I hear people get a lot of passes for not being the greatest vocalist that Musiq Soulchild doesn't get. He doesn't get the pass that a lot of people got. I hear people slight him vocally because he doesn't have a lot of range. But the thing about it, the great thing about him is he doesn't write songs outside of his range. So he's never missing notes in any of his albums. And you know, I put it up to the test today because I was curious. You know, I was listening to all this music and I was like, damn, I don't know which one of his albums is the best between his first three. I still haven't decided on which one I think I like the most. So I'm like, you know what, let me see how everybody else feels about this. And I put it out there, and a lot of people were like, dog, I'm not picking. I can't pick. You know, a lot of things, it got echoed the same thing. Like, I can't pick.
Right.
Which album I like best between these is too hard. You know, and it's like what do you like? I guess it all depends on where you were when those albums came out to decide like how you really feel about it. I think a lot of people who aren't necessarily core Soulchild fans, but they know his music. I think if they had to choose for one, they would probably say his first one, only because Love is on that album. You know what I'm saying? And Love is probably, I think Love is probably its most recognizable hit because he's singing about love. And that's all the whole song is love. So, you know, people singing at weddings, you know, and everything that's love related. Valentine's Day, it's that song. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that come on. And because his notes are so medium range, a lot of people feel like they can sing those notes with him. Right. It's sort of like how when John Legend came up with Ordinary People, it wasn't the greatest vocal prowess. So the average Joe felt like he could sing Ordinary People. The average Joe feels like they can sing love. But I feel like I could hear his development in his writing on his third album. I feel like the first album was like, yo, here go 20 songs of me let y'all know who I am. That's what the first album was. The second album was reaffirming, oh no, this is the type of music I make, and I make hits. That's what the second album was. The third album was more so, I'm here now, but I got chicks up my sleeve. I got other things that I can give you. And his song he wrote, the song called Monopoly, when he wrote about, you know what I'm saying, the young girl, you know what I'm saying, struggling through life, and she was the Monopoly board. That's one of the greatest songs of the last 20 years, in my opinion, as far as scheme in an R&B record. Because a lot of R&B artists don't do that. They just write one verse, two verse, maybe three verses, a hook, a bridge, and sing. You know what I'm saying? There's not much to it other than, you know what I'm saying, the song, but there's no scheme in it. And he put scheme to it, and I really thought, because you can mix, you can really go for a scheme and it'd be like, this is cheesy. And he made it work. And the good thing is about the one thing I liked about it is that they didn't try to make that a single. They let that be an album cut, so it wasn't like it can breathe. Like certain songs that are good songs, they don't get a chance to breathe because they get put. And how many times you had good records, but people can't stand it after like 2 weeks because it's all you hit. It's all you hit. Like, dog, I hate that song. Why you hate it? It's a good song, bro. I did like it, but bro, they play it every day on the radio. Every time I go somewhere, they playing it, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm glad that they didn't choose that record to be a single. But I mean, let's see. What's your favorite Musiq Soulchild album?
Probably the first one.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Because I'm in there.
Sing.
Huh?
I just want to sing.
Yeah, that's my favorite album.
It's. I mean, like, I can't be mad at anybody who chooses any one of the first three albums. Now, if you venture past the first three albums, then I'm going to give you a side eye. And it's not because I don't think they are bad projects. I just don't think that none of his albums after the first three are classics, whereas you can play them front to back, no skips. Whereas the next two albums, yeah, he gave you some great songs, he got to that, that mode where an artist drops an album and they have 1 or 2 songs, and that's how from now on when they drop an album, it's gonna have 1 or 2 songs. Once they get established and they got the touring and they made a certain amount of money, and it happens to a lot of established artists where you can hear their hunger, the rawness, the passion is in the first 2 or 3 projects, and then you can hear why they start to add a lot of filler in their music, and that goes across every genre, not just R&B. It definitely happens in rap. Shit, sometimes rock and roll and pop albums, you only get 1 album, and then it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because pop art, pop artists, it's a double-edged sword for them a lot of ways, because they get so much push because they immediately mainstream because they look the part. You know what I'm saying? If you came out around the time where everybody wanted to sound like Nickelback or something like that, it's like, yo, you just have that guy that sounds like that, play similar music. Some people gonna buy your album because they think you Nickelback. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, then when Dodgy came out after, you know what I'm saying, being on American Idol, like, to me, he's the best vocalist out of all of the guys who do that sound. But, like, I can't name 1 album where it's like, yo, that Dodgy album was crazy. But when I hear Dodgy, I'm like, yo, he has an amazing voice. And I can't distinguish guys from, okay, this that person on, this that person song. And so, like, another group, like, pop-wise, like, I thought the Fray, when the Fray's first album, and I know you probably don't know what the Fray is. You probably heard a song or 2, but wouldn't know about name, and that's fine. But they had their first album, How to Save a Life, was a great album. And after that, it didn't necessarily match up. Kings of Leon, same thing. I'm not sure. Kings of Leon, they sang the song Use Somebody, what's another song? Sex is on Fire. This sex is on fire.
Okay, yeah. I know that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they had like 2 songs off that first album, and then the second album came out, it sounded like it completely went left as far as the music industry. And that happens in every genre. But is they get passes. They get to go to different lanes. If they white, especially then, all you gotta do is get some cornrows, get a black artist to feature on a record. You know what I'm saying? And they like the cross over to the urban division of music. It's like there's no boundaries. There's no obstacles. It's like, hey, I want to make a record with so and so. Find me a black artist, throw them a lot of money, and get them on the record. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how, you know what I'm saying, all you need to be is have some popularity. And it's like, oh, all right, cool. I'll make that. I mean, if you're a rap artist and you want to go on gold as your best sale, and you're looking for a look, take that opportunity, not thinking how fucked up it is that you can't get the same. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like, for instance, the one time I can say it happened backwards is when Wale had Lady Gaga on his album. And the only reason that happened is because Lady Gaga wasn't Lady Gaga at the time. And they were on the same label. So they like, hey, put them 2 together, make a record.
Right.
But Lady Gaga don't perform that song when she go on tour. Lady Gaga don't push that record at all. You know what I'm saying? To make that joint still get streamed, still get sales, still get recognition. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I don't blame Wale for not, you know what I'm saying, playing that record, because you want your fan base to be true. You want people to like you because of your content, not because you had Lady Gaga on your album. You know what I'm saying? Especially when that was his first, you know what I'm saying, that was his first major label album. But to get back to Soulchild, like, he had a couple records after the fact until he faded, you know what I'm saying, into, you know what I'm saying, making tour money and doing whatever he did. I don't know exactly. I mean, I know at one point he decided to be a rapper named Hustle, and it was a bad move. Like listen, as an R&B artist, I'm one of the biggest Musiq Soulchild. His image is tailor-made for R&B. Backpack, you know what I'm saying, chill out, neo soul style. Not rap, bro. You like, nothing about you says rap. And then you're not a good rapper. Period. You're not a good rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say that. Maybe you feel like you are. I'm not gonna say you're not a rapper, because obviously you are. You came up with a rap album. but you're just not a good rapper.
Well, I never heard his rap lyrics or anything like that, so I couldn't even comment.
You wonder why not? you wonder why not?
I mean,
you know,
that's true though.
I'm not saying don't venture out and try new things and push yourself. I mean, Tyrese said he was a rapper. He came out. He at least tried to backdoor pause his rap, whereas he had an album where he did split where it was like half R&B and then half Black Tie, the rapper. But nobody kicked, like none of those songs that he did as a rapper ever made a single or ever made any noise because, bro, just stick to your lane as an R&B artist. I know you feel like you're from the hood and you got the edge of a rapper, but you are R&B artist and you put it on display when you and Rock got into it and you was crying and you was.
Well, I think. But I think
Bad
it's a
luck.
stigma too, though, because it's like once you are a label as an R&B artist, it's like nobody's going to take you seriously besides Chris Brown when you try to go into rap. You know, especially like depending on the era too. Like when gangster rappers around, like bro, you can't go from R&B and all of a sudden you a gangster rapper. It's not going to work like that. It's just not.
And you know what? I think Chris is the anomaly. Chris is the anomaly because his situation with Rihanna, I think, gave him that window to be different. Because, I mean, if you want to be honest, Chris was supposed to be canceled. So he defied the odds just by still being able to make hit records and still having people, you know, stay in his corner to the point where he got past the, you know what I'm saying, the fight with Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Now he clearly has other things that he deals with, but and that I think holding him back from being a bigger star. But I think he's where he wants to be. I don't think he's number one. I think Chris Brown sees him. I mean, based on some of the comments I've heard him say, as far as like going against other artists, like catalog wise, I think Chris Brown thinks he's like undisputed, like number one, like he's an R&B king. But I don't know. Like I said, me and you had that conversation. I don't think it's just a layup. And then you have the other anomaly, which is Drake, where it's like he's an enigma because it's like he's rap and he does rap, but he sings, and he's done a great job of writing like hooks for other artists with melody in it, whether he's singing in it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask him out Musiq will probably go down as his crowning achievement as far as, you know what I'm saying, hooks that he gave to an artist. That's one of Rick Ross's biggest albums.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But to get back to it, when I look at this Musiq Soulchild catalog, I like his second album, man. I think what's a testament to your career is if you can drop a new album and it's so good that it makes the audience go listen to old music. That I think that when it's like, yo, I gotta go listen. Man, he made me want to go listen. That means you doing something right.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I think part of it is just subconsciously, even for me to be talking about him, is because Ty Dolla $ign just dropped the featuring Ty Dolla album, and he has a song with Soulchild on it, and it crank. It sounds like something that Soulchild would have came out when he was in his prime. It is bad. It was a really good record. Like, so, and he's had some records with some new artists too. I think that's dope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not an elder statesman, but he's taken the opportunity to make connections with the newer, younger audience by, you know what I'm saying, making music with these younger artists. I think it's Kalani. I think it's Kalani he has a record with. I'm about 100. I'll have to check it out, but I think it's Kalani he has a record with. I'm not sure. Hold on one second. I'm gonna look and see. I don't want to misquote, but I think it's Kalani. Hold on. 1 second. Doo-doo. Why was my waiting my waiting song? I always do that. Yeah, it's Kalani. It's called Footsteps. Really dope. Really dope record. But yeah, man, I just really wanted to give some props to Musiq Soulchild for his catalog. And again, to me, focusing on his first 3 albums is not slighting the work he did after the fact. He definitely had some hits song-wise, individually, after his 3rd album, because he had So Beautiful. That's, man, when So Beautiful was arguably one of his best records.
Yeah, hands down.
The joint with Mary J. Blige. That's a If You Leave. That was a good record. Then he had Buddy. He had 2. Actually, Buddy was on the album. I think that was on the album with Radio. Radio was a solid record. It wasn't his best record. It was like, it was close to what he gave you, I'm saying, in his heyday, but it wasn't over the top Musiq Soulchild, just trying to crank type of music. But it was a good record. What else? And then I think his best feature was probably going to be on the Breaking You Off with the From the Roots with him and Black Thought.
Yeah.
Coming to break you off. That was fire. So let me ask you. So I'm doing a lot of talking. Why is his first album your favorite album?
I think it's just because it brings back a lot of memories of when I was in grade Lakes, and me and my mother, we always make jokes about we had like a little bathroom music because the little radio that we had, it only get like 2, maybe 3 stations, and Musiq Soulchild was one of those artists that the stations will always play. Girl Next Door and so on and so forth. Man, we can go down the list what's on that first album, but or just Musiq Soulchild in general. So I think that's why that first album just like sticks to me so much, just because of the memories that it brought. Even though I was a young pup, I was probably like 7 or 8, but it's still memorable though.
What's your favorite song off that album?
Ooh, Jesus.
I know my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Merry Go Round. MARYHUWCYOFDYOU. I can't remember how the motherfucker spell that shit now, but that was my joint right there. He killed that joint.
I don't think I necessarily have a favorite. I just more so enjoy the album as a whole. If you understand what I'm saying.
You know, another one of my litmus tests that I always carry with me when I talk to people about music, and when you know an album is great, is when your favorite song on the album changed. And my favorite song on that album changed 4 or 5 times easy. Obviously, Just Friends, because that was his first single, and I love that song. I think for the reason why a lot of people don't like certain songs because they hear it so many times, Love was never my favorite song. Because I heard it so many times, like, yo, you need to listen to this. Oh, you need to. Speechless? No, Paparazzi. Paparazzi was like, whew, that was my joint. I got, one of the things I had an issue with Soulchild about was that we didn't get areas enough. Man, those girls brought a lot to the table when they made music together. I wish he would have featured them a little bit more, because the duet they had at the end of the album, Your Love Means the World to Me. That joint, Frank. Like the 3rd joint on the album. You and Me. I think it's You and Me. I can't, because music always, like, he be writing the name of his songs like one word, shit. So I can't remember exactly. I think it's You and Me. Is the name of that? I wish I could play some music of his out, but I don't have copyrights for his music, so I'm not trying to get the show canceled on behalf of being a bozo. Yeah, it's called You and Me. So it was Girl Next Door with Ayana, You and Me, Just Friends, Merry Go Round, 143, Love, My Girl, 17. Yo, the story he told on 17 was real as shit.
He was a talented artist, man.
Ellis
Wait,
Gone, Speechless, Paparazzi, Settle for My Love. That's the song with Eric. And then You'll Be All Right. Yo, You'll Be All Right was a 7-minute song. But that's tough. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, which album is my favorite, and it's like I still really have to say which one is my favorite. I think that one. Oh man, that's tough, real. That's tough.
well,
But if you go, I mean, Crazy, bro. Have Crazy is my favorite Musiq Soulchild record.
well, what you can do instead of a favorite, you can do a top three. You know, because whenever I can't decide on one specific song, this is my top three, this is my top five. It's a little hard to decide, G.
But yeah, Settle for My Love was a joint. Remember, broken hearted and so lost and alone. Picture me. Yeah, Paparazzi, man. Paparazzi is one of my top 5 Musiq Soulchild songs, and it didn't make us. It wasn't a single, but it was just, man. It was a great album. Great song. Another one. Yo, Moment in Light. Moment in Light. I was playing. That was a song I was playing when I was on Facebook Live earlier today, letting everybody know that I was going to be doing the podcast night talking about Musiq Soulchild. You came on like, yo, what's this song right here? That Moment in Life where it had Kendrick Family Soul singing, and then had my guy CeeLo singing at the end. CeeLo killed that joint. Hey, ooh, I'm saying a song, I'm shining my light. And all the love when I feel when I find him, the way he angled that, I'm like, yo, CeeLo's always been one of my favorites. I love the way he uses his voice. But yeah, man, if I had to choose, I'm going to say my favorite Musiq Soulchild album. Just Listen. I'm going Just Listen. Time. Number one, I told you Half Crazy is my favorite Musiq Soulchild song. Then you add in Time. I like to take a minute to apologize for not taking advantage of you. He's talking to Time. This dude just puts his pen ability on display with that song. He's talking to Time. Like, who talks to Time? He's talking to Time. So so I definitely dug that one. Previous Cats, that was a real record right there. Like, yo, stop comparing me to these other dudes that fucked you over. I'm different. I might fuck you over, but I'm gonna fuck you over in a different way they fucked you over. But don't compare me, don't lump me in when they fuck us. I'm gonna do it different. I got a whole new type of fuck up for you. He had a record on there where he talking to the girl that was 17 on the first album. I thought that was dope. Right. Nah, you know what? I take it back. I think I'll go with Soul Star is my favorite one. His third album is my favorite one. But tell you why. I just thought about. I skip caught up. I can skip. Like I can not hear Caught Up. It's not a bad record, but sonically it can tire on me. Whereas Soul Star, I love the way he started off that album. Cool. So I'll take Soul Star as my favorite. Then it had, you know what I'm saying, Who Knows is on that album. And that's the thing, he didn't push a lot of singles off that album either. I think the previous one had more singles. This one didn't have a lot of singles, but it still was a great collection of music. So I'm gonna go with that one. Go with that one right there. So I was real quick, you know, before I get you out of here, November 19th, 8 p.m. live on Versus TV, live on Apple TV.
Yes, sir.
The King, bitch, T.I. versus the Snowman, Jeezy. Who you got winning that one, yo?
A lot of people may get mad at me for saying this, because I know there's a lot of Tip or AKA T.I. fans, but I am going with my man Jeezy, because I promise you, when Jeezy start bringing out that mixtape music, it's gonna be a different catalog, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be different.
Didn't you think you thought that was gonna help Fabulous beat Jada? Because didn't you?
But this is the thing with Fabulous. He tried to go gutter for gutter with Fabulous. Like, no, bro, that's not. I'm not gonna say it's not his lane, but you can't beat Jada in that lane, bro. There's a lot of songs that Fab did not play that he should have. That could have helped him win. To at least have a better fit to win that battle. But you know, once again, it all comes down to what songs are you going to pick and when are you going to pick them. But I'm still going with my man Jeezy though. I'm going with the underdog.
So one of the things I like to ask when we talk about these versus battles, what songs you need? What 2 or 3 songs you need Jeezy to play that you think he might not play?
I think Put On needs to be one. I'm probably being a little biased because Kanye was on there. And I think Flexin' is another song he needs to play. Go Crazy, that's another song he needs to play.
You know he's gonna play a whole. You know he has to. When you got whole records, you gotta use them.
Yeah.
All the dope boys go crazy.
Like, you gotta play that, and I feel like he's gonna play Soul Survivor too. You know, that was a big hit. I don't see why he wouldn't.
How'd you feel about? But you know what? I only need you to play one record for me, bro.
Why not?
I needed to take it back to the group days because when they did that group, that was my group. I was hoping they was gonna do big things. Yeah, Boys in the Hood, them boys in the AO. I mean, granted, Jody Breeze had the best verse on their song, but still, still.
But you also gotta think though, Jeezy was a part of that DJ Drama era. Him and Wayne, I ain't gonna say they put DJ Drama on the map, but they was a part of that greatness. And it's not to put my man T.I. down. We know what he does. We know because he's in my top 10 of all time. We know, but no, don't play no that R&B, or that slow rap, making love to the ladies against Jeezy, man, because he's going to go gutter. He's going to go gutter. And I hope my man can keep up with him. I hope he can.
I'm taking T.I., bro. I'm sorry. I'm taking T.I. I think number one, I'm a bigger fan of T.I. than I am of Jeezy. Even though I like Jeezy, I think T.I. is better rapper.
Right.
And he got hood records. He talked that drug shit. He talked that killer shit. He talked all the same shit. I just think he done it with a little more panache. Just a little more. I any one of the he need to make sure he plays at least 4 or 5 records off the Urban Legend album alone.
Absolutely.
Motivation, ASAP, You Don't Know Me, Countdown. He need to play all those joints. 5, 4. He need to play all those joints.
Well, you know you gotta play Rubber Band, man.
You know he's gonna go off the he gonna give you something off the second album. I hope that he doesn't try to get too deep into his I'm serious. You know, some of these artists, they get too cute and they try to like show people something that they weren't really on. Like, he needs to not play any record other than I'm Serious off of his first album, because they're not going to win around. And it's not that they're not quality records, it's just the audience isn't going to be like, oh, I give them that round. They're not, because it's only 2 records off there that, you know what I'm saying, ain't made any noise, which is Pussy Papa with Jazzy Faye and I'm Serious. That's it. But then, like I said, once he get rolled and he drop Urban Legend, then he get in this King bag, top down, like all bro, Undertaker, all of that.
But
when he gets in that bag, he gonna be good. But I think they both gonna start reaching once they get past the bulk of their hits, and they start trying to get deeper in their catalog, thinking that they was killing it. Well, they weren't necessarily killing it, but they weren't stinking it up either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But T.I. also got Paper Trail. Then he got the joint with Young Thug. Off of his, like, I don't even know that was on his album, but he got a verse on that, so he can use it.
Oh, yeah. But you gotta think though. There's one album that to me is a Jeezy classic, and that's The Recession. Woo! It's going to smoke T.I. The Recession is going to smoke T.I.'s catalog, bro. That's it. That's all I gotta say. The Recession.
I don't know, bro.
All right. Like, everybody, I'm telling you, it's because of the name. It's T.I. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discredit my man. He's a great rapper, had a lot of hits. We know what he did. We know. But Jeezy's an underdog, bro. He's going to come up there and go pound for pound with him.
I don't think I mean, the only reason he may come off as an underdog is because he don't do a lot of the talking. T.I.'s a mouthpiece. Like, he been running around flapping his gums for months now about how he wanted 50 Cent in the battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's funny, he called for 50 Cent, and everybody else was like, that battle don't make sense. He need to battle Rick Ross, or he need to battle Jeezy. That battle don't make sense. But he kept pushing for it. And then they was like, nah, that battle ain't happening. But then they put Busta Rhymes' name out there. Busta didn't even call for T.I. He was asked about T.I. And he was like, it's 2 different eras and all this other stuff. Like, yo, you are sadly mistaken if you think that T.I. would watch Busta Rhymes based on catalog. Busta Rhymes, on the other hand, is delusional if he thinks he could only use songs after T.I.'s debut album. It would get ugly. Like, bro, you need all your firepower to beat T.I. You're not going to be able to leave none of your guns in the house. You got to bring every gun with you to go against T.I.
Right.
That's just bottom line, because you need Dangerous. You need everybody on the line outside. You need Woo-Ha featuring ODB, rest in peace. You need Flavor in Your Ear remix. You need all those records. You can't leave those behind. He got classic collabs that T.I. don't have. I mean, what's T.I.'s biggest collab record? Swagger Like Us?
Probably, yeah, with Jay-Z, Kanye, and Lil Wayne. Yeah.
And what is the resounding sentiment of the album? I mean, of that song? That he had the weakest verse. Some people even question why he was on the song. Like, yo, you don't even have like swag. Like, why you on the song? Like, nobody looks at T.I. like, yo, T.I. got swag. Not saying he can't dress or that he doesn't have swag, but he don't have swag to the point where he should be on a record called Swag like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you was basic. You would wear a collared shirt with a hat to the with a tilt, and that's it. Sometimes you wear all black with that. It's like you're not. I mean, you're not a trendsetter at all. You know what I'm saying? You're not a trendsetter.
Right.
So, like that song had trendsetters, and then it was you in it. Kanye West, trendsetter. Lil Wayne, trendsetter. Oh, trendsetter. T.I. You don't fit there, but you know what I mean. Nonetheless, but you know it's November 19th. We got 3 weeks. Hopefully they ask their fans, they ask the people, like, so they don't miss out. Like, I feel like that's one of the things these artists, because they get so arrogant, or they put their faith, like Fat, put your faith in the wrong people's, you know what I'm saying, hands. It's like they shit the bed on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? They shit the bed on your behalf. The
Right.
DJ Fab was, I don't care how popular that dude is in his you know what I'm saying, in his genre, or whoever fuck with him, he was straight trash. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? Trash. Especially when you're going up against Jay, and Jada, I mean, he got a better DJ. You know what I'm saying? It's like X. Who X have as a who did X have as a DJ? It's Twist. Who knows DMX records better than Twist? Nobody. So that's who you have. You have somebody who understands what you about. You know what I'm saying? Right. But yeah, man. You know we're gonna do we're gonna touch back on that one before the day of the shows. Since this will be the episode before the election, I want to make sure we go ahead and talk and just tell people, make sure you go out and vote. You know what I'm saying, it's good to see a lot of people already got their voting out the way. You know, some people have done a great job of avoiding long lines. Some not so lucky. I mean, I think the best thing to do is just, if you voted, if you plan on voting, talk about your experience voting. You know what I'm saying? That's the way. That's the thing. If you talk about it and you get people, because some people are not gonna vote because they're lazy. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Some people say, oh, I can't. I don't want to deal with lying. If people talk about where they went to vote and how easy the process was, or how quick the line was, and those words spread, you get different places where people could go. I think that will help people go out and vote. I'm saying a lot more. You know, but at the end of the day, it's your you know, to me, it's your duty as an American citizen. If you have the privilege, you're not a felon, you're allowed to vote, you should go out and vote. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you don't vote, you sitting on your hands, I shouldn't hear your voice for the next 4 years. Whatever happens to you because of government decisions, you got to check all that.
I agree.
Because you're not part of the process. In that, I mean, you are everybody is a part of the process. If you can vote, you choose not to vote, you are part of the process, whether or not you believe it or not. You know, whether you, I ain't vote, so I ain't. No, it's still, because if you didn't vote, that vote you didn't give to the president, the person who could have won, that means you helped put somebody in the office, or you help keep somebody in office. So your vote matters whether or not you do it or not. So stop all this. Oh, I ain't. No, it matters. It matters. Rell, you got anything for us before we get out of here?
Man, besides that, vote again. Vote. I ain't got nothing else. I'm out of here, dog.
Listen, hey, we should have B Money back in the building on episode 28. And if not, I'm gonna say we should have B Money back in the building, episode 29. Well, we'll give him back in the building anyway. He's here in spirit, like 5 times on camera. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 5 times on camera right now. So he's always here. Hey, you want to ride up? 1,